Good afternoon Twitch and hello YouTube. My name is impeccable and welcome back to another Satisfactory livestream today, where today we are doing two main things. The first, well, technically the second, but most important thing that we'll be doing today is messing around with our drones. Because at the minute we have got 8 drone hubs delivering plastic to pretty much one location. The only problem with that though is that we can do all of that using just one drone port. But that would mean completely redesigning everything I've just done. So I have to try and see what we're going to do there with that. But the first thing that we're actually going to try and do today, as I will get straight into it and show you in just a minute. If you saw my video yesterday talking about the motors, or if you've seen any of my best recipe videos, I'll essentially now be doing that, but for reinforced iron plates. Because I don't think I've actually made a video talking about reinforced iron plates just yet. Welcome Vinod, who's the first person here today watching over on Twitch. Hope that you're doing good. You're currently connecting up the portals all over the world to your base portal room. Nice. Yeah, I can't wait until I have a base portal room. Fingers crossed, hopefully sometime in the next month. That would be quite good. So this is all the work we have been doing off camera now. We've done diamonds. We've done supercomputers, heavy modular frames, radio control units. But I don't think I've done reinforced iron plates. And the reason for that is because I've already got a very good recipe for it, but a lot of new players might not know if other recipes are good or bad. So I think that video will massively help them. So because of those new players, I will now be spending some time on this. I would then like to try and continue my turbo motor recipe as well, but that would be on a separate stream. Because the thing is, as of right now, I just haven't really got much motivation to play Satisfactory. I'm really like struggling to find motivation. I'm sure I will find it, just it's not coming to me, if that makes sense. I don't mind making videos, but streaming for like 5 hours, especially when all I'm doing is just pipes, when I know the water logistics or fluid logistics in the game doesn't work properly, it's just infuriating. Welcome Starbuck, hope that you're doing good. You're about to set up your own drone network, so this project is so this is perfect to see. Oh nice. Yeah, we have been working on some drones. This is my creative world, which I don't actually play in this world, but this is where I calculate all of my recipes. I find it very easy just to lay it all out like this. It's where I get some of my cinematic shots as well. You might have seen yesterday's video where I introduced all my items. This is how I do it. And in today's video, we are talking about motors. Yeah, that's how I do the intros. And a very, very simple stuff there. But then, of course, we will be heading into some actual gameplay. Hopefully in about, like, 30 minutes or so. Because I doubt this is actually going to take us that long to try and do. So. Reinforced iron plates. I believe we only need iron plates and screws, don't we? We have to get rid of all this, though. Yeah, it's a very, very simple process. There we go. Because there's the basic recipe, there's also the stitched iron plates as well. This on YouTube also, yeah, we should be live on YouTube. Hopefully. Yeah, we should be live on YouTube. I believe you can only make these reinforced iron plate. Oh. What? Oh no, they are all here. Okay, but they're called different things. Okay, fair enough. Let's just close these two things for now, make life a bit easier. Damn it, man. So I think we'll be crafting 10 reinforced iron plates per minute. So that would be a pretty good example right there. I'm also going to try and include power consumption as well, because I know that a lot of people do complain about that in the comments. So I'll do that. So for this project, we are going to be needing 60 iron plates and 120 screws per minute. So it's laid out something like this. To make the screws, we then need iron ingots to do the cast screw recipe, then the iron ore from that. Same here as well. So that's pretty simple. And welcome Vinod on YouTube. Welcome. Yeah, some people find it a bit easier to watch on YouTube. I know I do for a fact. That's right. So that's going to be 90 iron ingots per minute, which is 90 iron ore. Just like that. For the 120 screws using the cast screw recipe. I think I can actually do 120 here, can't I? I can, just about. That's 30 iron ingots. Which is 30 iron ore. So in total, that's 120 iron ore, which is correct. Because the reason why I kind of knew this... let me just do this first. Thank you for all the support in yesterday's video, by the way, chat. I'm glad that a few of you didn't end up enjoying that, which is nice to see. Yeah, the reason as to why I... kind of knew what this was because one pure iron node on a Mark 1 miner at 100% efficiency, I believe it's 120 iron per minute. So one pure iron node can go straight to just to make 10 reinforced iron plates, which is super simple to set up, especially early game when you're not trying to take up too much room. It's really, really good. Welcome. Oh, that name's really dark. GODSPEEEEEEEEEED 50. I don't know why, but on my chat thing, your name is like dark blue, but the background's also dark blue, so it was almost impossible to read. But yeah, welcome, GODSPEEEEEEEEED 50. Sorry for not watching. You've been sleeping when you start streams. Oh, that's fine, Cody. Don't worry. I mean, that's completely fine. There's a bug with the drones going to other ports. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Definitely a shame. So in total, you are consuming 120 iron ore per minute, which is, again, not that bad. And for the basic reinforced iron plate recipe, I use this all the time. I think it's fantastic. But again, I'm making this video just to confirm that theory is actually good, or maybe I might be converted to do something else. And there's one recipe I'll be very interested in, actually. Oh, feck. There we go. Actually, keep that there. Welcome, Sky Donkey. Hope that you're doing good. Am I in a shed? Yes, I am. What's the bug? It's something to do with, like, drones not going where they're supposed to. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame. Okay, so you're going to be the first alternate recipe of the day. What are you actually going to be called? Yeah, we'll do the bolted one first. Yeah, we'll do this. So, actually, before I do that, wait. Reinforced iron plates. I actually want to try and see how many constructors, assemblers, and all that stuff we actually need here. It's like additional information which some people, again, might find quite handy. So we need... 2 assemblers. Why is that so small? That's what she said? Sorry. So you're actually going to have to move a little bit. That's okay. Now for constructors... Is it constructor or constructor? Oh, oui, oui, monsieur. There we go. So, if this was at 100% efficiency, I'm going to need 3 of you. I knew I was going to bloody do that. For the... Well, that's just for the screws. What's this game about? This game is essentially a factory building game, where you start off with a bunch of raw resources like iron, copper, limestone, coal, oil, bauxite, things like that. And you have to try and make all these parts. And eventually you make these 3 or 4 very important parts that you ship up to the space elevator, which you can't see because I haven't placed it down. And then that gets shipped into space and you complete the game essentially. It sounds very simple, but it could take hundreds, if not thousands of hours for some people to try and do. So yeah, that's fine for that. Iron plates. We can only make 20 per minute here. And we need 60, so that's another 3. So that's 3 constructors in total, 2 assemblers, and we need 120 iron ore, which is 4 smelters. Okay. Smelters, I believe, consume 4 megawatts. Constructors is at 6. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually show me on here, which is really annoying. Unless I do this. Will this work? Production 0.1 megawatts. What? How are you? Okay. Sure. No, that won't actually work. Oh, welcome, Killer DS. Hope that you're doing good. Got a lot of people tuning in today. I've noticed my streams are always more popular on the weekday than they are on the weekend. And I don't know why, but it's still pretty cool though. Okay, so a smelter. I'm pretty sure it is 4 megawatts. We'll just double check though. Yeah, 4. Okay. And a constructor is also 4. Okay. I can go. So in total, our megawatts are going to be 6, 12, 24 plus 16, 40 megawatts, and I think an assembler is 15. So that's 70 megawatts worth of power, I believe. That sounds correct. Please, a few more ads on my screen. Please, I want a few more, like actually a few more. See, that's a movie trailer. I can't show a movie trailer on stream because then it'll get my stream blocked. But it's an ad, so I can't get rid of it. Oh, classic. Oh well. Yeah, I think the maths adds up there, so it should be 70 megawatts there in total. This is what you need for it. 4 smelters, 6 constructors, 2 assemblers. Yep. Yeah, we need 3 of you. Just double check screws here for a minute. Yeah. So I technically need like 2 point something. But that still, of course, rounds up to 3. Now for you, you're going to be the stitched iron plates. That'll be our first alternate recipe of the day. We'll then copy and paste this over. And we're actually going to try and find out, are you going to be consuming more or less power from this? Because I believe it does cost you more iron to do. Hence why I've never used it. But let's actually find out. Where's our stitch? Or is it bolted? No, it is bolted. Okay, that's the one I want to try and do. Bolted iron plates. Move that over there as well. Okay, so to make 10 of you lot, we need 60 iron plates, so that's the exact same. But for the screws, it's 166.6667. Which is a very weird amount. Oh well. Are you going to start getting a code in there? Enjoy the channel and you subscribe. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Luckily, it doesn't get too cold. I have got a heater in here, so it's pretty good. Where did my name come from? The pickle part is because I like pickles. The Van Halen part is because I've always been interested in like Norse mythology. And also it's a Warhammer reference because there's a set in the Astra Militarum, which is essentially like the humans of the year 40,000 in the Warhammer world, called the Van Halens, and it's my favorite set. So it's intertwined with like a Warhammer reference, the fact that I like pickles and just like, you know, Viking stuff. That's it, really. The screws is 160. We'll go 167. Yep. So this is what we're looking at. Of course, this is actually not correct, but we do know that we are using 1 less assembler, which is great. When it comes to the screws, though, I'm pretty sure we actually have to use quite a lot more resources here. But let's do. That's still fine. 50. Have to use 4 constructors there. So it's 7 constructors in total. It's 1 assembler. I want to try and see. 167. Ah, damn it. That's roughly 42 iron ingots. Okay. So in total here, we are looking at 132 iron ore per minute. 3, 6, 9, 12. We need 5 smelters, 5 constructors, and 1 assembler. So in total, that's 20. 48 plus 15. 63? I believe that is. An assembler is 15 megawatts, right? So I'm not, like, losing my mind. Oh, it is. Okay, good. So 5 times 4, 20. 7 times 4, 28. It's 48 plus 15. Yep. I will, again, double check. 63. So we are right with that. So you have to sort of, like, compromise here. You are using less power, but you're also consuming more iron ore. So do you want to do that? If so, you can use that recipe. If not, then you might want to reconsider. Make sure that's lined up. Okay, grand. So oh, I've already read that message. Nice. I can read. Apparently. I mean, I'm very bad at reading, but I will always try it. Next recipe is the... I think we're gonna do stitch next, aren't we? Yep, stitched. Snitched? What are we snitching on? Stitched. Iron plates. There we go. And this is actually rather different because it doesn't involve as much iron, but it does involve copper. Which, again, some people just don't want to use for reinforced iron plates because it's very simple just to make it, well, the way it should be made. No. Okay, so we are going to need 2 assemblers for you, Jim. When it comes to iron plates, we're only using 34 per minute. That's not too bad. 34 iron plates is like, oh, 17, 44... 51 iron ingots, which is pretty decent, which is of course 51 iron ore. When it comes to wire, we're only using 67 wire. 67 wire is 33.5 copper ingots. Just double check that, but I'm pretty sure that is the right calculations there. And I know there's other wire recipes we can use. I'll just be using the basic wire recipe for this, but in my main video that I'll be making about this, I'll also mention the Caterium wire, and I'll be saving the iron wire for another alternate recipe I'll be making a bit later on. With iron wire, it can still be iron only, but it'd use some of your ore though. Yeah, you do, yeah. I'll be making a separate recipe for that, just to try and see if it's worth it, power-wise, resource-wise, things like that. I've got a feeling it won't be, but I want to be optimistic. Which I'm not normally optimistic, so we're making a change today. 33.5, yes, so that the maths was correct. So just like I suspected, we are actually using a lot less iron, only 51. And, 30... Oh, that's such a bad number. Wow. That's terrible. The reason why this is a really bad number is because a smelter can make 30 copper ingots. But this is 33.5, so technically you do need 2 smelters. But the second smelter is only making 3.5 ingots per minute. So in theory, if you were to do this recipe, I'd recommend that you only do like 9 reinforced iron plates per minute. If you want to try and save them, like, power and all that, if you so wish. Is it like a creative mode? This is a creative mode, yeah. The actual main game is... Bloody hell. The actual main game itself is... survival. But the reason why I'm in creative is just so I get easy access to like assemblers, manufacturers, refineries, all that sort of stuff. It makes it a lot easier to do these calculations, essentially. Yep. Change that to 33.5 minutes. Okay, so in total, that's what we're essentially using here. 51 iron ore. And 33.5 copper ore. Okay. I still don't think that's even dreadful. Like, that is not bad. It's just slightly inconvenient because of that. But let's try and actually calculate how many things and stuff we are using for this. Things and stuff. So that's 3 constructors there. And to make our iron plate, it's 2 constructors. So it's 5 constructors in total. It's 2 assemblers. Is it 2? It is, isn't it? Right? Aye, it is. And for our smelters, it's 4. So, assemblers, that's 30 megawatts. 5 times by 4 is 20, so that's 50 megawatts. Plus 16, so that's 66 megawatts worth of power. Which is actually cheaper than the... Wow. That's cheaper than the basic. Wow. Oh, it's using 1 less constructor. That's the only difference there. But it's only 4 megawatts in the difference. Like, that is essentially nothing. It all adds up. If you're saving 4 megawatts here, and you might be saving 4 more megawatts over there, then doing the rotor recipe, then doing more iron, or stitched iron plates, and that does add up, but it's still not a lot if you're just trying to make, like, 10 reinforced iron plates. That's not a lot at all. Okay, the next recipe now, and I believe the final recipe, because we're just flying straight through this. Luckily, it's very simple to do. Like, when it's not got, like, 20 steps, like the turbo motors that we were calculating a few days ago, it's so easy to do. Ooh. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay. I mean, I will calculate this, it's just, I think it would be quite terrible. But like I was saying yesterday in my motors video, I would recommend this recipe, which is called the Adhered. Never even, like, heard of this recipe. That? Okay. That's correct, right? Yes. I'll only ever recommend this recipe if you have too much rubber just lying around and you don't know what to use it for. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend going with what we're about to do here. What do you usually prioritize for efficiency? Power or resources? Power. I always go with power first. Because when you're building a factory, and you know it's going to be a big project, and your power grid's already kind of struggling, the last thing that you want to do is spend hours and hours and hours and hours building this brand new, lovely bauxite, iron, whatever factory, then realizing you can't even turn on the bloody thing because you haven't got enough power. So then you've got to spend a lot more time building a power plant whilst your factory is either turned off because you haven't got power, or a lot of it isn't functional because you're trying to save power. So I always do try and prioritize power, which is the reason why I try and get onto coal power as soon as possible. Just so I can get rid of biomass. Even though they've made it a lot easier to burn biomass now, it's still not necessarily an easy option. It's just more convenience. So, 30 iron plates is 45 iron ingots. 45 iron ingots is 45 iron ore. That's simple. We're also having to deal with 10 of rubber here as well. Which 10 rubber per minute to make 10 reinforced iron plates is not that bad. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. But the annoying part is, of course, rubber is made here. Oh. do that. This recipe's going to end up looking a bit different. We need 15 crude oil. Okay. So, I'll select all you lot just for a minute. Move you out over there to the edge. Same with you lot. Then what I'll do is I'll actually get rid of this. Ooh, no. Actually, I'll get rid of this. That would save me a lot of time. Don't want to do that. Now I'm going to look for one thing in particular. There we go. How much heavy oil residue we're making? Only 10 per minute there. So do I want this to be in the middle? No, not really. I want this to be there. That's fine. That'll then come back round over here. I'm trying to think what would look like better presentation-wise, at least. I think that's fine. Move that up there. The crude oil, I believe it was 15 per minute, wasn't it? Yep. So, it's not great. You do use the least amount of iron ore, but you do end up using crude oil. Why has it done that? How have I even managed to do that? Oh, it's being weird. Please stop being weird. I can't even delete stuff now. Where's that gone? Oh my god, man. Why can't things just, like, you know, work? There we go. I believe that's it. I've got to try and figure out how you even pronounce this word. Adhered?
Adhere.
Adhered. Adhered iron plates. Stick fast to a surface or a substance. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Welcome, Micro Blitz. Hope that you're doing good. With the ad and stream problem? The ad problem? I don't think we've got an ad problem. I hope not, at least. So, smelter-wise, this is going to require 2 smelters, which is the lowest amount so far. Constructor-wise, it's going to need 2 constructors, again, the lowest so far. And for the assemblers, we need 266, so 3. Oh, damn. I don't see this even being worth it. That isn't even including the refinery yet. And 1 refinery. I'm gonna love to see the power consumption on this. It's gonna be laughable how bad it's gonna be. So I believe a refinery is... How much? Is it 7? No, it's 30 now, isn't it? I swear it used to be 70, I swear. 30, 75, 83. 91 megawatts. I don't see the point. I literally do not see the point in using this recipe. The only acceptable excuse is if you have rubber left over and you don't know what to do with it and you don't want to use as much iron. That is the only thing I can ever see this being used for. Okay, the next thing I'm going to try and do now is this recipe right here. It's going to be the stitch iron plate recipe again. With iron wire. With iron wire. Okay. I'm going to need 67. Like, that's not too bad. Oh dear. So the good news is it can fit into 3 constructors. Plus the iron plates from earlier, that's 5 constructors in total, so the power consumption is not necessarily going to go up. And you're going to need about 38 iron ingots. $38 per minute, yes. Which is again, obviously, 38 iron ore. Which is only consuming... Wait, is that correct? Really? Okay. See, that's why I bother doing these things. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this, to be fair. There we go. That's 89 iron ore. I don't think our power consumption is going up, right? It's gonna go down. We can fit all that into 3 smelters. Then to make our iron plates, we're going to need 2. And to make our wire, we need 3, don't we? And assemblers? It's the same. That shouldn't be a difference there at all. So that's only 62 megawatts. How is that 63? Oh, okay. So with the stitch iron plate recipe, using iron wire, not only is it the cheapest in regards of iron, well, if you're not going to include this behemoth of a monstrosity or that one, but power-wise, it's also the least cost hungry? I don't know. Least power hungry. That's very interesting. Very happy that I've actually done that. Okay, let's try and change the colors here. Make it easier for the viewers. I'll change that to this. Change that to, no, maybe not yellow. Go with the purple. There we go. And change these respectively. There we go. Okay, fantastic. I mean, I don't know what else to say except for that I'm generally surprised about that. No, don't select that. do you want to turn this into a video, if I'm honest? I will also give some other recipes, like for example, when I talk about the reinforced iron plates and the iron plates, I'll then show other examples of iron plates. I'll then show other examples of screws as well. I believe the other screw examples are pretty shite though, aren't they? I think they involve like steel, some of them. Yeah, this is the basic one, it's average. And this one involves the steel beams. So in theory, you can actually make screws from aluminium, which is interesting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that though. No. Every other recipe involves iron, I believe. So let's record this video very quick. I'm gonna have to set a few things up. It will only take like a minute. Mostly just deleting the other video files I've got saved on here. My PC storage can't really handle too much. I do love my PC though, I do. I know it sounds like I always complain about it, but no, I do love it. Without my PC, I'd be a broken man. There's nothing more dangerous in this world than a broken man. There we go. Options, audio. The very oh, it sounds so weird now with no audio, doesn't it? The very final thing that we're going to try and change here is this. There we go. Oh, I missed out the capital. Oh no, oh no. Oh dear. 999. Reinforced iron plates. Fantastic. So, the introduction is already sorted. That's the one where it's like, there are hundreds of basic and alternate recipes in Satisfactory 1.0. That one, you know, I always use. I'm surprised no one's complained about that yet. I know it's literally the series introduction. Like, that is the intro to the series, but I'm very surprised no one's commented being like, oh, why do you keep using the same intro? But no, I haven't seen a comment like that so far. I've been pleasantly surprised. Also, I might continue my blueprint series. Maybe. I'm not really, I don't know. I don't mind doing it. You got to tier 7 and tier 8. Nice, Asuna. Let's go. That's a good grind right there. Congrats on the new tiers. Very quickly, I want to double check. Reinforced iron plates. Satisfactory. No, that's the fandom. There we go. Because I'm going to talk about how important they are, essentially. Because reinforced iron plates are extremely important. One of the most important parts in the game. Let's just select... Where is it? Display capture. Blink. I'm gone. I've disappeared. Right. That only took us 40 minutes to do. The turbo motor recipe that we did took us like an hour and a half, I think. And today's video is all about the reinforced iron plates. These reinforced iron plates are one of the most crucial parts in the entirety of Satisfactory, and there are 4 different ways of making them. Welcome, Luna. Hope that you're doing good. You just came here after your Modus recipe video. Very helpful. Oh, thank you very much. I'm just recording one now for the reinforced iron plates, and this recipe down here really surprised me how good it actually is. I'm rather speechless how good it is. I'm going to start using this in every single one of my factories now. So, the series is helping other people, and it's also helping me as well. So that's always quite nice. Always finding out new stuff along the way. Yeah, we're trying to do like cinematic video intros. It is used to make dozens of vital items as well as very important pieces that will help your satisfactory gameplay. So yeah, it's oh, it's me again. Hello. Just hiding there in the shadows. I've got to remove that for a second. There we go. Get that back. Oh, that's out. Fantastic. Actually, I've got to do this now again, don't I? There we go. Perfect. In today's video, I'll be showing you the 4 basic ways of making reinforced iron plates, as well as one hidden recipe which I highly recommend at the very end of the video. There will be timestamps in the description, so feel free to... No. There will be timestamps in the description and the pinned message. Without further ado, smash that like button and let's begin. There we go, fantastic. There will be timestamps... No, there we go. No, wait, that's better. Because if I go at this angle, right, I'll end up walking out over here, which would look kind of weird. But if I go at this angle, horizontally across, it would look a bit better, I think. There will be timestamps in the description and in the pinned message. So, drop a like and let's begin the video. I don't like that. I don't want to beg for likes. I'm just gonna cut that out, I think. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna switch down to my webcam for just a minute. Switch down to my webcam? Switch to my webcam, even. Makes more sense. You just use the iron wire and iron plates. Yeah, that's the best recipe for it, as we'll be seeing in just a minute. I need to faffle with buildings and get some hard drives. Your recipes are limited. Yes, some of these alt recipes are extremely important. I do recommend trying to get cast screws as soon as possible, because the way that the hard drive thing works is that if you're in tier 1 of the game, you can't get an alt recipe for like the refineries or blenders. You can only get it for the items that you have. So you're more likely to get cast screws really early on, compared to if you were to wait until you're in like tier 7 to start scanning all these hard drives. So yeah, they are quite important to try and do, definitely. But there's also no rush as well. Like, you don't have to do it, but some of these recipes, as we'll discuss, are very, very good. Okay, here we are. So let's begin with the basic reinforced iron plates recipe. For all these examples, we'll be making 10 reinforced iron plates per minute. Also, what I've done is I have added in exactly what we are using to make it and the total power consumption, judging from a few of the comments in my recent videos. A few of you wanted this, so I hope that this is able to help you guys out. Starting on the right side, we have got our screws, and of course, some of you know where we're going with this. The reason why we have got iron ingots going straight into screws rather than involving iron rods is because of an alternate recipe which I highly recommend. Have to do bam, bam, there we go. I know I keep talking about this in every single video, but again, not every single person watches every single video. So if they only see one video of mine, I still want to mention this, that they are aware of how good it actually is. And that's all to do with our cast screw. No. I'll get that going. Yeah. And this recipe is called cast screw. You can turn your iron ingots straight into your screws. And it doesn't consume any extra iron either. You literally just save out on having to make iron rods. And like I've mentioned in the last few videos, this saves you on space, because you're using less constructors. It saves you on resources and it saves you on power as well. It's a fantastic recipe. Bloody hell, I've done that again. There we go. Hi, it's me. To make your 120 screws, you're going to need 30 iron ingots. 30 iron ingots is created from 30 iron ore. This is a 1-to-1 ratio, which is very, very helpful. I do have to mention the pure ingots here as well. However, you could use, bam, the refine. No, I've completely messed up. However, you could use, bam, the refinery. I always include this thing. Oh dear. I've talked about this a lot, so I'll very quickly highlight this. You can always make pure ingots in the refinery. This means that you use less of your ores, and you're consuming the same amount of iron ingots as before, just again, less ores, but you also involve water. The downside is that the refinery is much bigger, it costs you more power, and of course, you need water. To get water, you have to place down the water extractor, which costs you power and resources, and you have to transport it from your water source up to your refinery. So the pros with this is that you get a lot more iron ingots, copper ingots, caterium, concrete, and copper sheets, as well as... What the heck is it called? What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Quartz crystals. But the downside is that you do have to use water, which is a bit of a shame. Are you glad that your work doesn't require you to live stream your video production projects? I mean, I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. I'm not very good at streaming, it's just something I enjoy. So those are the screws sorted out, extremely simple to make, so no worries there. The best part about it is that one smelter can make 30 iron ingots, so this is actually a rather efficient recipe. Moving on now to our iron plates, of which we need 60 of, and the ratio from iron ingots to iron plates is a 3-to-2 ratio, meaning for every 3 iron ingots you use, you create 2 iron plates. And of course, again, iron ore to iron ingots is a 1-to-1 ratio. This recipe is extremely simple, and if you do use this recipe, it's pretty good. So don't be too concerned about the other recipes I'll be showing you today. This is not too bad. In total, again, this is what we are using: 4 smelters, 6 constructors, and 2 assemblers. Bear in mind that the power outage that I have calculated is if every single machine here is 100% overclocked, whereas some of them won't be. So this is actually kind of overshowing some of the power that we are using, but do bear that in mind. But the maximum megawatts you'll be using here is 70. In total, this means that you are consuming 120 iron ore, which is actually a fantastic number. That's because it's exactly 2 mega... No. That's because it's exactly 2 mark belts. Mark belts. And that's because it's exactly 2 Mark 1 conveyor belts or 1 Mark 2 conveyor belt, which logistically makes life so much easier. It's also the equivalent of 1 Mark 1 miner at 100% efficiency on a pure node, which again is extremely good. Good? Good. I'm going to make a dig at the grass fields here, just for a bit of a laugh. Unless, of course, you're in the grass fields where there's literally no pure nodes anywhere, it feels like. The reason why I do that, I know people get triggered whenever I do that. Oh, hello, it's me. How dare you insult the grass fields? Because I can. Freedom of speech. Bruv. Anyway. So that's the basic recipe done. Overall, not a bad recipe at all. Now we are moving over to our bolted iron plates, and we are dealing with a very similar recipe, as you can see. We are still using iron plates, 60 per minute, that's the exact same amount as before. Is it? Yeah, it is. However, this time, we're using more screws. Before we were making 120. Now it's 160, an increase of 47 screws per minute, obviously meaning that you are consuming more iron ore per minute. So what is the point? If you're making the exact same amount of reinforced iron plates, but you're using more iron, why bother with this recipe? Well, you actually end up saving on a little bit of power. And when I say a little bit, I literally mean a little bit. It's only about 7 megawatts of power in total. So if you are concerned about power, consider this recipe. However, it's also not the greatest in the world. Great Alo thing. It's fine, but I don't like the grass fields. I think it's extremely overrated. I've factually proven that as well. It's got like terrible iron nodes. In fact, the worst iron nodes in the game. The worst copper nodes in any starter biome. It's got the worst limestone nodes in any starter biome. It's got some of the worst coal nodes in any starter biome. It's got some of the worst bauxite. Actually, it's got 0 bauxite, so it has got the worst in any biome. But any starter biome. I'm pretty sure no other biome has got bauxite in it. Sam is pretty terrible for Sam. It literally has got the worst nodes in the whole of any starter biome in the game. But it's flat and it's easy for newer players since they're all clustered together, the nodes. So that's why, I suppose. Why? I literally just told you why. So the basic recipe consumed 120 iron ore. And the bolted iron plates consumes 132. These aren't the only 2 recipes though. Nice, that was a nice little lisp. These aren't the only 2 recipes though. Now let's move over to our stitched iron plates, which uses a lot less iron because we're getting wire involved. And in fact, I will come back to this recipe at the very end of the video because of something that's actually involved here with the wire. First of all, with the iron plates, again, it's a very, very simple recipe here. There we go. I swear there's more recipes than that. Although if you really wanted to, you can combine plastic with your iron ingots to form more iron plates. And you can also combine your iron ingots with steel ingots to get more iron plates as well. But for the sake of simplicity and efficiency and time and all that, I do kind of just recommend sticking to the basic recipe. Also, it involves a smelter, whereas these 2 both involve assembly. Actually, this one actually involves a foundry. And of course, they both require more power, more space, more time. Yeah, this is just easier. A forest one, the northern forest, the terrain's pretty rough, but you've got more biomass than you'll ever need. You've got some of the best nodes in any starting biome that you'll find. The desert biome still, statistically, if we're basing it off facts, the desert biome, the dune desert, is the best biome. It's got everything you'll need and more. For literally every single category, I'm pretty sure. So, if that's what we're basing it off, I've got to go to this screen very quickly. There we go. And we do... There we go. When it comes to wire, there's a couple different recipes we can go with. This one is the basic wire recipe. And again, we are doing our copper ore to copper ingot to wire. No. When it comes to wire, there's a couple different recipes you can go with. This is just the basic one though. And of course, with copper ingots, you can use the refinery to create wet copper ingots. This consumes less copper ore, but you do need water. For the sake, again, of simplicity and making things nice and easy to understand though, I've just left it as the basic recipe. In total, these are the resources we are consuming. 51 iron ore, which is a really low amount, and only 33.5 copper ore. So if you have got a bunch of copper ore lying around and you want to try and save on your iron ore a little bit, this is actually a fantastic recipe to go with. When we look at power consumption, we're only using 4 smelters, 5 constructors, and 2 assemblers, giving us a maximum power outage, or usage, of 66 megawatts, which, again, is not even that bad. I will do a recipe recap at the very end of the video, so don't worry if this is all a bit confusing so far. But first of all, let's get on to our 4th recipe. And this is the recipe I generally don't recommend you make this, under one exception, which I'll talk about in just a minute. Firstly, again, to make our 10 reinforced iron plates, we are going to need only 30 iron plates, which is a lot less than our first couple recipes. And here's the catch. 10 rubber per minute. We are using the basic rubber recipe here, which is where we get our... I swear I changed this. Could have sworn I changed that. I'm gonna redo that all over again now. Bloody hell, man. I'm gonna have some sort of, like, breakdown in a second. I mean, it's Satisfactory. When don't I have a breakdown? There's no issues finding biomass. Yeah, there isn't any issues in the Dune Desert to find biomass. Yeah. You go to, like, this one oasis place and you got more wood than you'll ever need in your playthrough. In this one tiny oasis. Don't worry, by the way, if all this information seems like quite a lot, I will be doing an overall analysis at the very end of the video, so make sure you guys do stay tuned for that. Moving on, though, to our 4th and technically our final recipe, we have got one bonus recipe, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. It's the... How do you pronounce it again?
Adhere.
Adhered iron plates. And this is the one recipe I don't recommend you go with. For the other 3, I can make some sort of strong case saying you might want to use this for the basic needs of it. This because it uses less power, and this because it uses less iron, which is pretty cool. But for this recipe, there's only one reason why you should be even considering this, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. Firstly, when it comes to iron plates, we're actually using less iron plates than the first couple of recipes, which is fantastic. This, of course, means that we're using less iron ingots, and, of course, in turn, less iron ore, which is fantastic. However, things start to take a slightly rough turn when you get rubber involved. We are using the basic rubber recipe of 15 crude oil to 10 rubber, although there are different ways to make this thing. What you could do is combine your polymer resin, which is literally made from heavy oil residue or fuel as a byproduct, things like that, or of course crude oil, and combine that with water to then form your rubber. If you wanted to do this, you would have to consume 20 polymer resin and 20 water per minute. Of course, water is another liquid. How are you going to belt this in or pipe it in? If you've got a water resource very close to you, fantastic. If not, this might be a bit complicated. The second recipe is the one that I'm currently using for this example, and the third recipe is technically the best, but unfortunately it's not quite as simple. To make your 10 rubber per minute, you only need 5 plastic per minute and 5 fuel per minute. Fuel is made from crude oil, and plastic is made from crude oil, so you can do that if you so wish. Wait. Ah! Wait, what do I... Wait. There we go. This is how it looks like, by the way, in case you would like to see what it looks like in like an actual... No. This is an example of us making 120 rubber per minute right here. We get the plastic and we get the fuel. And this is essentially how it works, but it's rather complicated, especially if you're just making 10 rubber per minute. At 20 water, that opens up to package water and using unpackager. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, right? Because you have to place down the water extractor, and then if it's far away, you don't want to pipe it all the way, potentially. You then have to place down the packager. You then have to get canisters involved. You then have to get the unpackager. I'll probably actually mention that right now, if I'm honest, in the video. That might make things a bit easier to understand. So in total, this is a lot easier, especially when it comes to your water. If your water's really... No, I'll do this. If your water source is really far away from a refinery, you might want to try and package it. To use that, you then have to use a packager. So the water from the water extractor gets packaged into the packager, it then goes all the way around to your refinery area, where you then have to unpackage it, then that goes straight into the refinery. Doing this process consumes tons of power, time, resources, and it's just a pain, not to mention the plastic used for the containers as well. So you might want to avoid using this, unless you're making a large quantity of rubber or reinforced iron plates using rubber, where in that case you might want to use this if it's time efficient. But I'll mention that just in case. Make things a bit easier. There we go. In total, this is what we're consuming. 45 iron ore, which is a fantastic amount, and only 15 crude oil per minute, which really isn't that much. Unfortunately, though, it does consume quite a lot of power. It's probably a bit less than what it says down here, because we are calculating a refinery at 100% efficiency. But, of course, we're not using a refinery at 100% efficiency. So it will be slightly less than this, but it's still quite a high number for what you're actually making here. Especially compared to previous examples, such as the stitched iron plates, which I want to talk about a bit more. In case you didn't remember, no. Remember when I said that there was another wire recipe I want to try and use? Well, this is what it is. Actually, I'll go back to that, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, is it made in the, wait. I sworn it's made here. Ah. And that's the iron wire alternate recipe. So rather than using copper to make your wire, you make iron, which is fantastic if you haven't got a lot of copper nearby, or if you've got tons of iron and you want to use that instead. It's a really good recipe. And that's exactly what we've done over here. So we are only consuming in total... No. And that's exactly what we've done over here. In total, this requires 3 smelters, 5 constructors, and 2 assemblers, only consuming 62 megawatts of power, the lowest amount of power consumption in all the recipes I've shown so far. And the good part is, it doesn't even end there as well. Because look at this iron consumption. That is right, we are literally only making, or needing, 89 iron ore per minute. I'm fine. Compare this to the basic recipe of 120 per minute. And again, in the basic recipe, this requires 70 megawatts. So the stitched iron plate recipe with iron wire ends up saving you on power and iron. It really is the best recipe to make reinforced iron plates in Satisfactory 1.0. Here's the overall analysis. The basic recipe is good if you haven't got any other alternate recipes. Also, all around it's decent. It doesn't consume much iron ore, and the power consumption is okay. Regarding the bolted iron plates, this is good at saving you power, but you do end up consuming more iron ore. Now, moving on to the stitch iron plates, you do end up saving a lot of iron, but it involves copper. Luckily, the power consumption isn't that bad. Moving on to the... I keep wanting to call it adhered. It's not called adhered, adhered.
Adhere.
Adhered. Moving on to the adhered iron plates, this again saves you on a bit of iron, but it does involve crude oil and quite a lot of power. Finally, it comes to the stitch iron plates with the iron wire recipe. This saves you on iron ore and it saves you on power compared to other recipes. There we have all 4 reinforced iron plate recipes with a little bonus there on the end, which I recommend you using. Feel free to leave a like if you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching. Woo! Adhered. Yeah, I don't know why, but the word just sounds very weird for me to try and pronounce. Okay, jump scare warning. My webcam's about to appear on the screen. Just before I ruin, like, your entire days. 3, 2, 1. Hi, it's me. I've then got to try and reduce this, don't I? There we go. And now we can actually get into some Satisfactory. That took 1 hour to do. That's not that bad at all. Loads. This. Let's go. I then get some audio back as well. I'm bringing audio back. Just like that Justin Timberlake song. I'm bringing audio back. Sorry. Here we go. So yeah, today we are going to be messing around with drones, like it says in the title. And we're going to be trying to figure out some of my drone problems, essentially. Because we have got a lot of them. Let me explain it in like the most simplest terms, essentially. So, audio. Oh, this looks like an absolute nightmare. Ugh. It's fine. I'll make it look a bit nicer later on, of course. So essentially, we've got a bunch of fuel coming into here. Fantastic. Except I'm going to be using 1,200 of this liquid coming in here to make packaged fuel. The packaged fuel will then be used for our drones. That was the plan. Unfortunately, though, to make packaged fuel, you need canisters. And I haven't really got any canisters. The only canisters nearby are these ones in these drone ports. However, if I was to get all 8 of these drones to fly over here and back, that will almost end up consuming more fuel than what we're actually making. What I'm thinking of doing is adding 1 more drone port where all the plastic goes from here to the middle one, then the middle one goes to here. This will then save us on fuel. But then the other drones would then be useless. That's my biggest concern. Because they need something to run off. really annoying. I mean, because all this plastic, right? What? How much plastic are we even making? I wrote it down somewhere. Let me try and find it, actually. I don't even know where I've even written this thing down. Is it in a book or is it not in a book? I've been on this thing again. Myro, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute lifesaver of an app. Not sponsored, it's just good. Oh. So, what we're doing is this. 566 plastic per minute. Okay. 566 plastic per minute. Oh, whoops, I forgot I actually have 4 damage now. I believe it's double, right? Oh yeah, I can't make canisters in here. No, that's right. Double. So in total, that's 1,000... We'll say about 1,100. It's a bit less, but we'll say 1,100 canisters per minute. Which means that from all of our plastic there, we can only get about 1,100 fuel worth, but we get 1,100 coming here. 1,200 coming here. We've got 100 fuel left over. I can then burn that fuel if I so wished. I might even do, if I'm honest. Okay. Unless I get 1 400 nodes, 2 400 nodes, that's 800. Then, no, that's 350. No, that won't work. I could do that. If I get 350 nodes, that's 1,050 fuel per package fuel per minute that I can make here. And how much are these drones consuming each time? It's quite a lot, isn't it? We've got to do all these calculation things again. Oh, that was an autosave. I sometimes forget how laggy the autosaves are now. It's nothing to do with 1.0, it's just because of my factory. Where do I want you to go? What's the furthest thing away from this? I think it's that one, isn't it? Vancouver. So I want you to go to Vancouver. And Vancouver's then going to come back to this one. What's wrong with the status there? Shouldn't be anything wrong with it. I'm guessing fuel's probably the issue now, isn't it? Yep, that indeed was the problem. Great. Then you should be bringing nothing back over there. I have to remember that. Okay, let's see. Because wherever this is, we have to times it by 8. That shut me off quickly. Oh, the lag. Oh, dear. I believe that's Vancouver over there. It is, yes. The drone has to land. Okay. It takes quite a long time, this, doesn't it? Oh, don't crash. Absolute twig. And then you're going to be completely filled up with fuel, essentially. They both are. See, that just consumed 20 fuel there. And it should tell me how much it does end up consuming. That is not 619 meters away. Surely not. It's right there. Oh, it actually is. Oh. Apparently I'm still on it. Ah. Went right through that bloody thing. Of course it did. Why is this flight path so weird? Why can't you just go in a straight line? Is that too much to ask? If it is, I do apologize. Little moth antennas. Oh, yeah, it's adorable, isn't it? I saw that, I think, was it? No, the day before yesterday for the very first time. And I just fell in love with it. It was so cool. That's 42 fuel per trip. 16 fuel per minute. And it's 2.5 minutes for a round trip. And why have I got 2 dismantle crates? One of which I know where that is. It's over here. The second one? Where's that? Wait, why have all these trains stopped? Oh, you're at the train station. Oh, jeez. That gave me a bloody heart attack. You've used bolted reinforced plates often, mostly in the use of steel for bolted modular frames, and it's situational even for you as it requires an line production line. Yeah, yeah. I still think the stitched iron plates are pretty good. Even without using the iron wire recipe, it's still pretty decent if you've got a lot of copper lying around. I don't see a reason to use these drone ports. I think we only need like 1 drone port and that's it. But I don't want to get rid of all of them though, because they look so nice there. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave the drone ports in. They will be consuming power, but it's fine. Then what I want to try and do is add 1 more drone port up here. All the plastic's then going to come into this thing, which is again 566 per minute. 1, 2, 3. This will then all stack up here. If I then only send 1 drone from here to there, we then save on a bunch of fuel, and I can then be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. There we go. So then what we're going to do here is do this. I think when I get this thing done, I'll be a lot happier. I'll be at ease with myself. Only problem is this is an absolute pain in my rear. I don't really appreciate. Whose fault is it? Mine, but still, let's move on. Okay, I could do that, but I think I actually want to go up by 1 more. There we go. 4x4. You love the stitch iron plates, and if you're trying to make a ton of reinforced iron plates, then I would use the... Yeah, that thing. The word that I've already forgotten. They are good, though. So many screws? Yeah. It's not the best thing I've ever made this, but I like it, though. I'm very happy with the way it looks, though, because I'm not sure if you guys saw when I was originally trying to make my drone plastic blueprint thing, but the design was terrible. I didn't like it at all. Well, it wasn't that. I thought it was pretty bad, but I'm often rather critical of myself. It wasn't great, right? I've made better designs in my life. I think a child could have. Yeah, but when I came up with this, though, I was very happy with it. Completely different to what I had planned, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I smiled a couple times when I finished it. But it seems we haven't quite finished it, have we? So what we're going to do here is this. And then actually get rid of that. That's handy. You are even, right? Yeah, you're good. There we go. You are about 3 seconds away from pissing me off. So what I'm going to try and do here is just get rid of that. And then essentially just replace you instantly, but with this. This way everyone can be happy. And if you're not happy, you can contact management. There we go. So in that case now, you're the one that's bringing all the fuel into here, aren't you? And you now just have to go up, I believe. Yep. We get rid of that. We then have to connect you to this one. That's so easy to do. Let's just do that right now. Is this going to line up? I hate my life. There we go. We then have to add in a... Wait, what's this again? The fuel comes out of here, and the only place in theory it has to go now is here. Yeah. Why couldn't you have just lined up? Like, wow. Wow. No. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Welcome, JF. You're not late at all, don't worry. One thing I don't quite like about 1.0 is that they made drones able to use all fuel types, removing the main use for batteries and making them redundant. Yeah, I think you can still use batteries for some things. I like how you can use fuel for it, though. I find that quite handy. I'm definitely a fan of it. I can see why someone might not enjoy it, though, that's for sure. So, because you're fuel coming out, I then have to connect you round to there, which means I then have to get rid of this and remove... In theory, actually remove all of that. I don't really want to do because I like the way it looks. So I end up just removing this thing and that, and then keeping the rest of that just for looks, because that's not going to serve a purpose now. You'll then cut in through here. Get rid of that. Knew it was going to do that. Are we going to have one of those days today where just nothing lines up? I'm not mentally prepared for one of those days. What we'll actually do here, we'll do this. We want to split her here. Like that. That's... Now this won't line up either, will it? So that's gonna have to connect from there. Okay. You can't. Wait, what? So you go into there, then you continue out over here. That's correct. You then deliver the fuel to that place. Okay, no, I see what I've done here. There we go. A bit annoying there, but what can you do again? It is what it is. A bit of this. Then we have to change all this here as well, actually. Before I forget. Perfect, is that it? That's it, lovely. Welcome T-Cell, hope that you're doing good. I've been working on a rocket-fueled power plant for 2 weeks now. Today might be the day you turn it on. That is always a nice feeling. Getting that factory turned on. Good luck. That looks hideous. Luckily this is just for the logistics. I'm not going to be down here often. Yeah, good luck with the rocket fuel factory. That's all connected now. You're going to be getting the plastic out of here. That's great. I'm then going to hook this back up. So I'll then do is grab this. And you're dealing with 566 per minute. So we could very easily just do this on a Mark V. Yep. You can come down to the middle bit here. Is that what I want to try and do? Yeah, I think it is. I can do an interesting design here for the roof. It could look terrible or it could look doable. Let's see. So we are going to need a merger right here. Not where it's going in from, is it? No, it's going in from here. Luckily we managed to spot that. And bring you up to here. So that will connect those 3 ports together. And then this will connect those 3 ports together. When it comes to this one, I've actually got a plan for this. You're actually going to come down. And of course, you're not even... Oh my god, man. Okay. Now that we've had our small breakdown, we can get back to work. So I'll do this. Because you're going to be an absolute... Meh. What I'm going to do instead is that. And cover you up. There's a reason for that. I'm not trying to create a visual war crime. You're going to come down to here, where if I'm correct in saying, bam. Oh, we actually were correct. Yo, someone clipped that. The Valhalla pickle isn't completely useless. I grabbed the wrong horde. That's what she said. I'm sorry, I said it. I said that yesterday as well, man. Welcome, Arnold. Oh. You come bearing good news, I see. 2 bugs to report here. First, you had a terrible lag while shooting explosive rails onto rocks. You dropped to like 1 frame. And you died. Awful. especially when it occurs way up in the sky. Yeah. The second, with your turbo-fueled factory, whilst using a full 480 compact core per minute, it happens that I have some empty spaces on the belt for no reason, whilst everything's at 100% efficiency. Yeah, the fluid's always just been a problem in this game. Always. I know they're saying that they fixed it. I'm sure they have. I doubt they would lie about it. But I don't know what part they fixed that. A description of an inline and production line is a production line that incorporates systems and processes directly into the production line to improve efficient. I'm trying to read your message whilst playing the game. My brain's like dying here. Oh wait, yeah, wait, yeah. I've done something wrong here. Wait, can I get you in? No, I can't do that. Okay. See, reduce human interaction. Yeah, I mean, those... I would say that's like taking over the world, I'd say, as of right now. Definitely. Which I can see the appeal to it. But at the same time, I'm definitely more of a fan of... humans working on production. Of course, you do. That does then mean that you could have like human error. But I'm thinking more about it from a employment standpoint. So if you have AI doing everything, that's potentially millions of people who now don't have jobs, which could very easily have jobs working in those roles, which now cannot because of AI or robots or whatever. I'm not a very big fan of robots or things like that. But it depends though, because like sometimes you do just need this high-tech stuff to sort things out. The reason why these like billionaires are doing it isn't because they're... What? Need a merger. Isn't because they necessarily think the technology is cool. They don't have to pay a robot an hourly wage or monthly wage. It's just a robot. That's what it has to do. If it breaks, someone fixes it. But employing a couple people to fix these machines is a lot cheaper than employing 200, people to work on these things. We do want to merge, don't we? Because you guys are both bringing the plastic in. Yeah. I have a splitter before then. Yeah, I'm not a very big fan of this AI stuff. I know, like, that isn't necessarily AI, but still. Some of it can be. I'm sure you've seen those videos of, like, the Amazon warehouses. They're crazy, them. Got hundreds of robots that just know where to go, they don't hit each other or anything. Human to learn from. Yeah. Did you see the one with, oh, look how dark it is. I forgot how dark it gets in this biome. With, Tesla. The ones that Elon Musk made. AI... What's it called again? It's creepy, this stuff. Yeah, I don't trust this. I really don't. Was that a picture of Elon Musk making out with a robot? It was. Why is... Oh, Instagram. Okay, makes sense. I was going to say, what cursed website would... Yeah, Instagram. Makes sense. Welcome, Amy. Hope that you're doing good. I am losing my mind grinding for sniper camos on zombies. Like, I'm... Like, send immediate help to my location. And then I play games like this, which then fry my mind even more. Like, my brain is, like, dying. So that... Okay, so... Plastic comes up from there. It goes into there. Plastic. Fuel comes in there. Fuel goes up. Fuel goes back into there. Okay. Okay. Then you lots... Then come round over here. Okay. This is easy. I've only had 6 mental breakdown so far this stream. I'm gonna keep it under double digits. Now the problem is, you're then going to kind of ruin our decoration here. Shame. Welcome Amy on YouTube as well. Welcome. Oh, the biochemical sculptures. You managed to automate it though. That's good. Because yeah, they're not easy to automate. The amount of stuff that you need for it is just wild. I'm going to select your face just for a second. Oh, so you are actually going to change... I don't really want that. I'll add that back in just a second, though. I do want to end up getting rid of that. And then add this bit up here. Being sore from working out. It does, yeah. Is that even the same height? I think it is. How are you getting on with your zombie camo grind? It's good fun. I just managed to hit Prestige 3 today. I managed to fully Prestige up in less than 2 days. Actually, no, I think it was just over 2 days, actually. But yeah, it's coming along. Slowly but surely. Wait, so if I was to bring you to there... Oh, hang on a minute. What I can do is this. If I bring you to... very end of this thing. And get rid of that temporarily. Bring you down here. I can then combine all three of these things together. Okay, okay. And you can just remain like that. That's fine. That's a good idea. Well, it's not a shite idea, which for me is a good idea. Yeah, the zombies grind's pretty fun though. I managed to hit Diamond Prestige, whatever it's called. Opal, yeah. For my grenades as well now. Which is nice. I've never unlocked a diamond camo before in my life. It was nice getting that. Almost finished the ARs. I've still got the XM4 to try and do. That's very easy to do. I can get that done probably after my stream today. And that'll be all the ARs done. I then want to try and move on to getting all of my snipers in gold. That'll be the next plan. After the snipers are in gold, I'll then probably end up doing pistols just to try and get that out the way with. Everything else would be fairly straightforward. LMGs would be extremely easy to do. SMG is extremely easy. Marksman's, again, fairly easy. I feel like pistols are rather easy as well. The only problem, though, is you can't pack-a-punch any of them. Because when you have to try and get the headshots and you get a pack-a-punch on the pistols, it means that the pistols then suddenly have explosive rounds. And then you can't get headshots. Well, you can get headshots with explosive rounds, but all the zombies next to them then just die. You just lose out on a bunch of critical kills. Are you really willing to force people to, by gunpoint, to pay people to do things instead of using robots, though? Nah. I can understand why people would want to use... I thought you were talking about me there for a second. I was going to say, what did I do now? But no, I just don't trust robots. I just don't trust them. I'm not a very big, like, conspiracy theory kind of guy, but I'm also not necessarily completely daft. If I see AI and robots that can not just mimic, but actually just do better than what humans have been doing for thousands of years in the space of just a couple decades, it's concerning. Like, the guy who made that, like, robot chess player who couldn't lose a game of chess. But the guy who made the robot is terrible at chess. He doesn't even know how to play the game. But he, a guy who can't play chess, designed a robot that can't lose, essentially. That's what I'm worried about. Humans are able to design something for which humans cannot defeat. Man has created its own downfall. have created the enemy. Literally. I don't trust them. Not at all. I don't think that they're going to necessarily turn on humans and exterminate the human race. I'd never think that's actually going to happen. But I do believe that robots are going to somehow develop some sort of intelligence. Like, think about things like ChatGPT, for example. From the very limited amount of interactions I've had, but from the many interactions I've seen with ChatGPT, the way it's able to almost understand human emotion so much better now than what it was able to do before is extremely concerning. There we go. Although, to be fair, if we were to use things like robots for fighting, which I suppose we already are, because we've got those, like, robot dogs, haven't we? It would then save human life, so I guess you could say that's a positive, right? Get a merger here. I would definitely have to do a bit more research into the whole robot thing, though. Still don't trust it. Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. Exactly. You've been playing Nuketown all day, grinding your multiplayer camos. You think you're brain dead. I saw who was it? Was it Jeb? No, it was Nade Shot, I think it was. He's been streaming Nuketown 24/7 for like for a couple days now. I think he's doing like a 60-hour long live stream or something like insane like that. 60 hours. I would just... I'd cry. I've actually not tried Nuketown yet. I've been wanting a good excuse to try Nuketown. I need convincing. I need motivation to get on multiplayer. Because I know that I'm just going to start raging. I'll start cursing. I'll say words like darn and flip. And then I'll probably just cry eventually. Okay, you can't go to that one. You have to go around there. You have to go over that. There we go. So now all of our plastic won't be going to our drone ports. Instead, they'll be going up here. I'm wondering now, because I'm doing that, can I disconnect power to all of my drone ports just to save on power? Let's see. I'm not trusting them to misuse them. Yeah. Because, those machines are less likely to make a mistake than a human. Definitely. Oh, do you go straight down like that? Gosh darn my efficient planning. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to keep it there. Actually, no. I can just get rid of that. So now that's Vancouver gone. I believe. Sorry to anyone who lives in Vancouver. I didn't mean to just erase your drone port. Please forgive me. Oh. So does it actually get rid of it? Oh, no. I don't think it does. Wait, does it? Oh, no. Damn it, man. Okay, so I just have to keep them in here then. That's okay. There shouldn't be like a warning sign. No, there's no warning sign there. So all the plastic comes up to here. And then it comes into this thing. And what are you going to be called? I'm going to call you... Plastic... Oh, for feck. Plastic... In... 566. No. Plastic... There we go. I'd rather this be on the other side. So we'll be here. Okay. What have I just... Aha! There we go. Now we have to connect you with some power. How would that look? You started enjoying factory games when you left Battlefield 5. I never knew that you played Battlefield. When entertainment turns into raging, you know it's time to move on. Yeah, I've got about 1,500 hours in Battlefield 5. Yeah. It's one of those games that it can be very good. There's just something about it that I don't connect with. After playing some other games and going back to Battlefield 5, it can be rather relaxing. But only when you take like a good 9-month break from it. Your internet went out for a bit, but you're back. Welcome back, GF. You had a late start to 1.0 once it released, so you just started on cold power. But I might use compact coal for your first plant. If you're not using sulfur as of right now, and there's a sulfur node next to you, then feel free to use compact coal. You do have to make the assemblers for that, and of course it takes a bit more time. But if you're not using coal, well, if you're not using sulfur, then yeah, I don't see a reason not to do that necessarily. I've got to paint these ones here as well. A slightly different grey. That's fine. Okay. I think everything's good. Well, I've got to... What the feck did I just touch? Oh, it's my blueprint. How did I even... I don't know. So, I want to grab you and bring you up here. We're about there. So I'll then do is bring you up to here and connect you on the same line with this one. I think that's straight. Oh, look at that. Wait, are you not connected to the actual grid? You come down here. You then come down here. How do I even get down there? I've actually forgotten how this factory even works. Nice. Such a pro, like, content creator. I hate that. Prefer that. No. There we go. So this now has to connect to where? Oh, I know where. Yeah. Yeah, that then saves us on just everything. That's actually a really good idea there. Good job, me. Pat on the back. Okay, that's enough. Oh, those lights are turned on now. Is that why it wasn't turned on before? Right. Oh, that makes sense. No, that does make sense. Yep. You supported my infantry because they attract targets. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would do as well. Because even after all my hours playing that game, I don't think I bothered using vehicles that much. I never got into planes. Tanks occasionally, when there was just a tank sitting there and no one was taking it, and then the enemies were approaching, I would get into the vehicle to stop the enemy from taking it. But other than that, I would very rarely use vehicles. And I don't know why. I would have saved at least 1 or 2 controllers from breaking if I did that. Okay, the next thing I want to try and do now is come back over here. I then want to to do something. I want to empty out all of these heavy oil residue pipes. And the reason as to why I want to try and do that is because I want to try and get my plastic to start flowing. And that should then go over there. All of my plastic that I'm producing will then come over here. We are making a bit extra plastic than what we're actually making. So what I'm going to just still here. How much fuel did... I just pain. Everywhere just pain. The worst recipe is making things like crystal computers. Yeah. When you start to get into those decimal points, it gets pretty rough. Like, the first few aren't that bad, but then you get into things that's like 1.2, like 1.225 per minute. That's just annoying. There's a couple recipes like that. Like, I don't want to be dealing with like 1.225 per minute or whatever. It's annoying. Is this massive power plant works at 100% efficiency in the end? Yeah, we'll be making about, I think it's like 90,000 megawatts. In theory, it's actually 108,000, but a few of that's... Oh, I can't even speak today, man. Holy crap. A lot of our power will then be used to make our packaged fuel, which will then be used for other things. I can get rid of all you. Actually, do I want to? Honestly, I think I even might try and make some more packaged fuel here. There we go. A jetpack hog. Oh yeah, are they still a thing, jetpack hogs? That was the very first time I ever used a jetpack. I killed a hog and I had it on it, and I just used it. I never knew you could even, like, craft the jetpack. Let's just try and drain all of this fuel. And we'll do this. And then hopefully everything should be pretty nice. This would take quite a long time to fill back up, by the way. Which is the whole point. I'm actually very happy that we got this sorted out, because I've been trying to avoid this for the last couple of days because I knew it would be kind of annoying to try and figure out. But I think what we did there was decent. Yeah, overclocking is pretty cool. I like overclocking. Big up the overclock. You've been playing for about 12 hours and your eyes are sting. I was like that yesterday as well. I got off at like midnight after playing zombies, and it felt like my eyes were bleeding. They weren't, but just from looking at the screen for that long, my eyes were like, just take a break, man. Take a break. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. Okay, fuel is not very good for the jetpack. Now we know. There we go, that's better. So, meme review. Let's go double check how our plastic's looking. When we know that that's all now sorted, we can then come back over here. We can then build our drone ports, which would then take the plastic from there to there. We can then empty out the plastic, build our constructors to make our containers. After we make our containers, we can then package the fuel. When we package the fuel, I'm then going to sink it. For now. Oh, there's one. Is that it? Tons over there, nothing over here. There it comes. Here comes the plastic. Do. Here comes the plastic. Oh, look at that. And one come all. So yeah, that's working fine, and I've definitely changed the name of this, haven't I? Yeah, you're plastic in. Actually, technically you're plastic out, because you're getting the plastic out from this factory. Okay, good. What's this? Oh yeah, that's fine. So all of our plastic is now working pretty good over there. We have got some yellow lights. That's just because of the lack of heavy ore residue, or not heavy ore residue, polymer resin. But that will just continue to go there as the circuit's flowing. One time in update 8, you made a hypertube cannon with 50 segments long, and it fired it straight up because why not? Yeah, exactly, why not? I've done that recently. I've made a video talking about it, I think, as well. I've already forgotten half the videos I've made. I fell into the one... What are the odds? What are the actual odds? Like, look how flat this entire area is. And I fell into the one foundation that wasn't there. Piss off, Mike Wazowski. That is actually, like, just revolting. I feel like generally sick after having that happen. Oh, what are the freaking odds, man? Oh, well. So where's our drone port actually going to try and go here? Because all of our constructors are going to be down here. How many constructors do we need? That's probably a good place to try and start, isn't it? Ow. Are you worried little about power saving as it's... let's be considered if there's room for overclocking. Yeah, overclocking is fantastic now. Especially when you use the Somer's loop trick for the power shards, and of course, synthetic power shards. But you can't really get synthetic power shards until you almost finish the game. Which is kind of pointless, I feel like. That's what I was looking for. So we're going to need 19 of you. I'm going to make 20 because it's a bit easier. And this is 14 wide, isn't it? It is. So what I think I'm going to end up doing here is 1, 2, 3. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm going to add my drone port up here. I'm going to make it look pretty. What should be the most hideous thing you've ever seen? Do I want to try and use this? I mean, that could... it does technically work. If I get rid of that thing on top, then I think I'll use this. That look pretty cool. I eventually ended up using this for the drone. I designed this a while ago, then I changed my mind with the whole blueprint thing. But now we're actually adding it for the drones. So it's a circle of life. That song from The Lion King. Great. Why are you just like... Oh, there's actually a... Oh. Okay, I think what we're going to have to do up here then is actually add in this. There we go. And do a bit of this, then a bit of that. Oh, you're gonna do that? Yeah, I kind of wanted this to be in the ground a bit. So, okay. That's a bit of a shame. I suppose what we can do, though, is this. I'll get rid of that, because we've got a lot of room to technically use down here. I'm actually going to indent this a little bit into the ground like that. I think it could look quite nice. But essentially, that's the idea. It's extremely simple to do. Do I want this to be concrete? We'll see about that. I don't think concrete will look terrible. No. That's fine, actually. I was wondering there if I made a simpler blueprint, but I don't think I did. Oh yes, we actually managed to land up here. I was trying to. Then get rid of all this. What was that? Oh, yeah, fine. So you come up to there. Then zoop you across like this. Zoop you across like that. Zoop you across like that. Okay. The drone port's then going to be up here a little bit. Okay. Do I like that? Oh, you're... Why? Why can't you just, like, I don't know, work? Wow. Wow. Try this again. There we go. Now we have to go into transports, drone ports, and then you're going to be right there. Now you are actually going to fit, it's just going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, essentially. Go one more over there. I believe you can come out by that much. Although no, actually we've got a bit of room back over here, okay. We'll do this. I mean, that'll look okay. It won't look bad. It will look okay. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for it to look remarkable, as long as it just functions. I feel like at this stage of the game, that's the most important thing. As long as it functions like it's supposed to, then I'm okay with it. Of course, we then have to get rid of all this stuff. Just like so. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So you're also going to be needing fuel, aren't you? That's gonna be fine, I think. Yep. You have to go, you have to go. I can fit 5 of you into one of the blueprints there, so I'll probably end up making a blueprint from this. And having the power connecting down there, that would just save us a bunch of different time. Yeah, try not to rely on Summer Sloop. Yep. You might do so in the first place, then when you run out and then you realize that you've used it all on rather useless stuff that you didn't really have to use it on, it's pain. It is pain. So, constructor. You're making our canisters, aren't you? That's the middle point, which means that you have to come to there. Can you go back by 10? We kind of need you to, so hopefully you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can, nice. And 10. That is good. I think. Question is now, can I add... No, this has to be there. Okay. I was just trying to see there if I can somehow make this only into a 3-wide blueprint. And in theory, you can. And that's why I want to try and do that, so this can just line up with that. I think I do want to try and do that. Okay. What was I even trying to make over here? That's our turbo fuel, isn't it? I don't think I ended up completing that in the end. We'll save this as fuel to turbo fuel. X4. And clear that blueprint there. Right, the next thing I then want to try and do is this. 1, 2, 3. Bring you forwards by 2. So that's the middle one. That's going to be tough. You have to go forwards one more, I'd say. Oh, can you? I don't even know if you even can. Plan to use your sloops for the Part 2 accelerators, yeah. I think it's a good idea to use them for space elevator parts as well. Because then you only have to make half of your entire production. Because if you're trying to make something like nuclear pasta, and you need to make roughly 10 per minute, but you use the summer sloop, it means that you only have to make 5 nuclear pasta worth. And because of that, you then use half of literally everything. So that's why I recommend using that there. Because that saves you potentially tens of thousands of resources, time, effort, space, power, all sorts. Where's our splitter? There it is. And shoot a canister. Like that. Then for you, you're then going to come over here. Potentially even one higher. Although you... Double check here. How would that look? I would like that, to be fair. Okay, we'll do that then. It would use so much more power on a Part 2 accelerator. It would use a lot of power, but then you'll be saving a lot of power as well from only making half of what you're previously making. But it depends, though. How much does this take up, then? That right there is 1.5 foundations worth. Yep. We then have to get a merger and place it on top of there. What? I do, yeah. Where even is our merger? Oh, I'm losing my mind today, I can already tell. I want you to go over there. Yep. Because the problem now, though, is that when we get to the very end of this thing... That's what I'll do. I'll actually get rid of this. I'm going to keep that there, though. Because when this gets to the end of here, we can then bring it, like, through here, then around there. Make it look a bit dramatic. Oh, I knew it was... It's okay. It cost a grand total of 162,500 megawatts. What's it for one Part 2 accelerator? 162,000. Can't be that much. We'll save this as... that. It's fine. Doesn't want to snap, but that's okay. Yeah, that's actually okay. 10 nuclear pasta per minute. Oh, okay. It's a lot, isn't it? It is a lot. I think it'd be a lot regardless. Add all these up with each other. And then get the constructor and do the exact same thing on this side, essentially. That's facing the wrong way. Oh, it's a 50-50. Yeah, that's as close as we want it to be. Okay. Got everything placed down there now. Is that not lined up? It is lined up, okay. I don't know why sometimes it's saying it just can't go down there. And other times it's like, yep, sure. In theory I can actually place it here, but obviously I don't want to be doing that. Welcome Ben, hope that you're doing well. 1,500 times 10 is 15,000 times by 4, if we have a solar loop, is 60,000 megawatts. Yeah, that sounds more realistic to what I thought it would be. I'll probably... Oh, don't tell me. That's okay. There we go. Thanks, you lot together. Connect this together here as well. Okay, that's good. In theory, after we do this, that's this project done, really. Which is very simple. And this is 10 constructors worth, isn't it? Okay, I don't think I want that up here. That's a bit better. This makes sense. Because each one of these is making 60 canisters per minute, and a Mark 1 conveyor belt can handle 60 items per minute. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio there, which just ends up working out quite nicely. Now what I've got to try and do is Control C that, and Control V everything else. Satisfactory music. The perfect music for having a mental breakdown. It's very relaxing. That's I do like the music though, to be fair. So this half is done. Technically quarter. Let's just save this as delete 002. What I then have to try and do is this. Do. Plastic in, down. Canisters. Go back. Canisters go back. No. Canisters continue. Canister here. Canister down. Canister go around here. Combines with fuel. Creates package fuel. Synced. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So this has to be concrete foundation. I'm doing this just for our power, by the way. It makes sense. I promise it makes sense. Only be using that much. Oh, don't do that. How high do you have to make this thing? Seven. And 6 here. Great. And this is where we're then going to build all of our constructors. If I do this, again, just power will be a lot easier to connect. Blueprints. Delete 002. Apparently I can place it down here. How? You got tons of room to spare. How have you got... Oh, I know why. So that's actually what I want to try and do. Yep. This is one too far back. There we go. Lovely. You haven't used the particle accelerators yet. Yeah, neither have I. Is there a visual cue in their animation to indicate when they're halfway through their power cycle? I'm actually not even sure. I can try and test it out one day, but well, I suppose we're going to be building it one day, aren't we? I'm not sure if there is or isn't. You're going to come down to there. Same with you. I do apologize, this won't be the most entertaining 2 minutes. It's very important to try and do. You'll find that. It doesn't have to be like lined up, but I like it to be. If we can make it look neat, I might as well bother. Happy factory, happy life. I know the saying's happy wife, happy life, but yeah. Same thing. Now this side. So you're going to be out there. No, one further in. Gosh darn it. It's okay, I'm not angry. I'm not angry, I'm just pissed off. Should be lined up with that. Okay, you are. Nice. Ah. One over. This will be correct. There. Oh, for gosh sake. Okay, last one. this would be correct. There. First try, let's freaking go. Wait, why am I connecting you lot? You actually do have to be connected though. Everything's connected, everything's making canisters. I think this blueprint's done. It's an extremely simple blueprint. But it works. In fact, I'm actually going to get rid of... Oh. I've technically made it one too high. Because I want this to be indented here a little bit. Okay, that's fine. There's a very simple fix to that. We'll call this text and constructor. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Then we're going to say... What are we going to say? Chicken wings. Please read your maths message. 2,500 times 13 times by 5 because Somnus Loop with overclocking is 13 power shards. Okay. Which is 32,000 per particle accelerator. Then times by 5 particle accelerators, then 32,500. Let's try and... Wait. Oh, wait. I was just calculating the width and length there. It feels like it's been a lifetime since I've last used this. Even though it definitely hasn't been. Okay, let's save this. Is it saved now? Okay, good. I didn't quite see how many hours I've got there on my creative world, but I think it must be a good few, right? Just from doing, like, calculations. Also, thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in today. Thank you as well for the 6 likes on the stream. That's very kind. Thank you very much. We're very quickly just going to calculate how much 10 nuclear power is going to cost from just the particle accelerators alone. Or nuclear, sorry. So that's 0.5 per minute. Okay. If I wasn't to overclock it with power shards, that's then going to be 20 of these. It doesn't say how much power that consumes. Particle accelerator. Satisfactory. What does it even say? I don't think I can actually see the exact amount it does consume until I unlock it. Between 500 and 1,500 megawatts. Why is it between that? Can't it just be like 750? I don't know. 1,000? Yeah, my brain's already fried. No. Do this. But you checked it? Oh, that's fine. You didn't waste any time. It's fine. I think what I'm going to do is place down these constructors, make sure it's working, then Smile. I think that's what we'll do. We'll smile. Unfortunately, on Mondays and Thursdays, I'm quite busy. So I don't know how long I can stream. I believe you have to go down to there, and that should be the only change needed. I'll do it here instead. And then one more here, I think, as well. Where is this thing? 10x constructors. Height is good, I believe. No, it's... No, it's not. Wait, no, it is. Is it doing that thing where it's... Yeah, it's like half a foundation. Why is it doing that? 10,000 viewers. Welcome early. Hope that you're doing well today. So that's fine. From round to there. Move that there. Now that's massively inside of that thing. I shouldn't be doing that, should it? I mean, it's okay. It's not really a big issue. Preferably, it would be nice if that wasn't there. Which direction you're going in? Oh, you're going in over there, so I've actually got to rotate you around. That's incredibly annoying. After all that. I'll do this then. Done. So it's 1, 2. That's that sorted out. Then make sure it's connected. Make sure these are connected here as well. And power-wise, if I come underneath here, yep. Just a simple case of this. And that should be, ooh, 80 megawatts of power. 56. So what, half of these aren't turned on then? Aren't powered? Why is that? Should be 80 megawatts of power. And that just lines up with that perfectly. That was unexpected. Still no power there. Right. So where did you lot get your power from then? From here? Looks like it. So why aren't you lots connected to the power grid then? 1, 2, 3. So everything there's connected with each other. Oh, I know what I did. I know why. Okay. It's kind of annoying. It's exactly what I was trying to avoid. And why has it gone back to default mode? I think it's because I left and joined back. Then this one here as well. You're connected, you're not connected. So after these lot are now... Oh, where's that even gone, man? So after these are all connected with each other, it should then bring up the total power to 80. I'll disconnect it from the power grid, make sure it's definitely all fine. Actually, I don't even have to do that. As long as it's just a yellow color, then I know it's fine. There we go. Okay, great. Everything's fine now. So, all of our canisters will then come over here. This area. I'll then do this. Yeah, we can then do that. That's fine. Bring you out to about here. Bring you to there. The last video was amazing. Oh, thank you very much, Mad Dog. Very glad that you enjoyed that. I just finished filming a very similar video to that. That should be coming out on Wednesday. But it's about reinforced iron plates, though. The canisters go in that way. The plastic's then coming in from down here. Yeah, I wanted to come in like this. I think that's the right level, might be a bit too low. No, it's fine. No, it is a bit too low. Okay. So what, that's the right height? That looks too high though. It is, so, okay, one's either too high, one's too low. Obviously. This is what we'll do instead. Can't do that. Welcome T Sniffler, welcome. Looks like you're doing well today. It was either one too high or one too low. Nothing's going to be the actual correct height here. Judging by the looks of things. We'll go with that. The plastic's going to come out from there. I'll call you plastic in, actually. Mexico City, yeah. We'll then get a drone. And you're also going to need fuel, aren't you? Which you'll have an infinite supply of, because this is literally where we're going to be making it. And that's where the fuel comes in from. So then you'll probably end up doing this. One lower. So if you were to... yeah, that would be fine, actually. Let's see. Somewhere around about that height. I feel like we could do one better, but apparently we can't. Now, obviously, that's a bit too low. But I can drag it all the way down, though. Which I might even do. I do the same thing here, maybe. Because that would generally annoy me. If I was to do something like this. The same thing here as well. So you just come straight down, actually. So you'll then come round to about here. Then from there you then go down. I feel like that's just unnecessary though. I mean, everything I built here is kind of unnecessary. Doing well, thanks. Hope that you're doing well too. Yeah, not doing too bad. Just trying to finish this off. Just easier said than done. But such is life. I mean, sure. It's definitely an interesting design, but it does what I need it to do. Like, it literally does what I need it to do, so I can't really complain too much about that. So you'll then make all the canisters, and then your lot will then come over here. Canisters then go into the packager, isn't it? And how many packages do I need? I doubt we need that many, because we're only dealing with like 3 nodes worth. So you can handle 40 per minute. That's good. That's literally only 14 of you lot. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh. The reason why I'm interested there is because I might be able to just do a one big line of that. Let's see. I always thought these were like just bigger than one foundation, but maybe they are actually one foundation long, or wide. Let's see. Yep, okay, so that would actually work. That's then... Let's see. If this ends up being 14 wide, then I feel like that would be a good idea to try and go with. Preferably 15 wide, so we can do a bit of logistics here as well. Let's see. 14. So yeah, I can place all of them here. If I wanted to. Using capacitors and the sloops is your interests. Do I not know what your plan? I don't know what I'm planning either yet. We'll make it up as we go along. Why am I so... Oh, it's dark outside. I was gonna say, why am I like dark on camera? But like, you can literally see the lights of my microphone. If I turn it off, it will appear red. Wow. And it's only 4 PM. It's dark and it's 4 PM. Miserable. Okay, I think what I might actually do is overclock one of these. No, I don't want to do that. No. They'll all come straight down. The output's going to be something like this. I will design this again in the blueprint tomorrow. Whenever my next stream is. I'll try and stream tomorrow. If I hype myself up. That's what I did today, because I was like, do I want to stream today? Yeah, I kind of do. You can do this. Here we are. So that would then be the... No. The output's going to be packaged fuel. The input's going to be the liquid and that. Okay. Here's the plan, right? See the way that this is overlapping the path here a little bit? It's kind of annoying, but I can make that work if I do this, I think. Yes. This then leaves us with all of this room. What I'll then design some more in the blueprint designer is something like this. Here we are going to have our splitters. Something like that. And what we'll do over here is this. Of course, we then have to paint this, but I think that would be a good idea. And for you lots, it's a 1-to-1 ratio there, so that's fine. Yep. And you'll come down here, and then you'll just continue somewhere in this direction. Even somewhere around here if I can. I have got some room underneath there, so I'll do that. You'll then go in that direction to an awesome sink. And then you'll also split so that some of you goes up there. Fantastic. And that'll be it. That is extremely simple. Regardless, chat, that's going to be it for today. I know it's only like a 2-hour and 40-minute long live stream, but there's only so much I can like mentally handle now. And unfortunately on Mondays, I am generally quite busy. And as you can see, it's quite dark now as well, so I've got things to do. And yeah, but thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. And again, the support on today's like YouTube chat has been like great. There was lots of messages today. Sorry if I couldn't read every single message. I do apologize for that. But regardless, thank you for watching. And thank you, Kidder, as well, watching over on Twitch. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I should be live on Twitch tomorrow, guaranteed, either playing Call of Duty or Satisfactory. On YouTube, I don't know if I'll be live. But on Twitch, I will be. Thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. And remember, Godspeed.